just have a couple quick questions. Do you think the U.S. is the most wealthy country in the world?
Boy, that's a difficult question. Yes, we are objectively, but if you count debt, I mean, yes, I would say yes, but 'cause I think China lies about their economic numbers.
And you would consider yourself pro-life, correct?
Uh-huh.
So I'm assuming you're against universal health care. Why? I just want to know why.
Well, first of all, it's not a right. Second of all, we have tried universal health care on Native American reservations and the VA, and it's a complete and total disaster.
So you believe the government is unable to dilute money from the military, which we spend, what is it, $880 billion?
Nearly $1 trillion, yeah.
Yeah, compared to China, which is like $309 billion, second.
Yep.
We can't take any of that money and give it to healthcare, so lower income people
We
can
spend
get some.
more than $1 trillion on healthcare. We spend close to $2.5 trillion on healthcare.
So
If you count HHS plus Medicare plus Medicaid, healthcare expenditures is our number one expenditure in our government, by far. But let me just interrupt you. And health outcomes have gone down. Healthcare is not about healthcare, everybody. 90% of all our health problems are preventative. It's the food that we eat, the lack of our activity, the lack of vitamin D, the lack of supplementation, and the fact that our doctors are trying to push a pill for every ill. It's not a money problem. It is a systemic cultural health problem.
So, like countries in Europe that have universal healthcare, that have amazing health, you don't think their ideologies in healthcare can work with us at all?
Well, they actually are also seeing somewhat of an obesity problem. It's not as bad as here, but number one, they pay higher taxes. Number two, I would not necessarily look at the universal healthcare system of Britain, for example, as a great example. You could wait months sometimes for necessary care, sometimes almost a year. Number three, though, they also have much better farming in Europe. That is one thing I will give them. They have regenerative farming, and I might get a lot of enemies here in central Illinois. You hate it, right? A lot of farmers are going to kill me for saying this. The way we farm in this country is so destructive to the nutrient value of the food that we eat. And I don't know if you guys know this, but if you ever visit Europe, the food is it agrees with your system far better from a digestive molecular view than even in America. So I'm sure you might agree with that.
Yeah.
So I think food is if you think about it rationally, the number one thing you put in your body is food, by far.
Yeah.
And food can either be poison or it can be medicine. And large in time, part times in America, food has become poison.
I just have one last question. So you said healthcare isn't a human right, but you're pro-life. How does that make sense at all?
Yes, I mean everyone has a right to life, but healthcare itself is somebody else's property. And so in order to get healthcare, you might have to go to a charitable hospital or get somebody else to pay for it. But definitionally, you do not have a right to somebody else's stuff.
So you don't have a right to sustain someone else's life.